So the first tour, I still remember quite vividly. We had 5 people booked, which was a pretty good start, I thought. The first guests I remember picking up at what was in those days called the Queensbury Hill YAJ. Nowadays it's the Melbourne Metro YAJ. And when they boarded the bus, they could smell that it was a brand new vehicle, and they actually sort of went, "Oh, it smells great." And I expressed to them, "Look, you guys are actually the first people ever as guests to step on board this bus." And yeah, we had a nice day. The very next day I had 5 guests again, and the next day I also had 5 guests. And then the following day I had 0 guests. So 0 was better than 2 guests, because it meant you didn't have to actually go out to the Great Ocean Road. Visiting the Great Ocean Road with 2 guests we did a lot of times in that first sort of couple of months. And you know, clearly you didn't make any money, even though I wasn't paying myself a wage or anything. But you know, rather than having 2 guests, a day when we didn't have any guests meant that I could, you know, go around and visit the agents and perhaps have, you know, be at home for dinner that night, and spend the evening, you know, at least being home with Fiona, my wife. One evening I just dropped off my guests. At the time we were operating the business from Blackburn, so I was jumping onto the Eastern Freeway, and coming off Hoddle Street onto the Eastern Freeway, there's a big sort of thing where like a 270-degree turn where the road goes underneath the Eastern Freeway. So I'd just gone around there and my phone rang. Now, of course, it was breaking the law to answer my phone, but hands up, I did. I answered my phone, and Fiona was on the other end of the line, and she said to me, "You're going to have to start work early tomorrow." And I said, "Why?" And she said, "Because you've got 17 people on board." And, you know, we only had a 21-seater bus, so that was amazing. You know, prior to that, our biggest load had been maybe 8 people. So to have a load of 17 was actually the biggest thrill I've ever had in business. To this day, it was the most exciting thing that's ever happened. I remember hanging up the phone, and as I continued driving down the Eastern Freeway, I could hardly feel my arms. I had that much adrenaline going up and down my arms. I was just like, oh. And so that was awesome, you know. It was like, wow, we're going to succeed. We're going to survive. We're going to thrive. The next day, we had our first ever full load. We had 21 people. Even better, you know. And it turned out these 2 groups basically came from a conference. So there was a conference in town, and they booked on. And so on the second day of those 2 days, when we had 21 people, I actually arranged some bottles of champagne. And at morning tea, which we used to do at Bells Beach, we got the champagne out. And of course, at 9:15, 10 o'clock in the morning, nobody wants champagne. So we made the mistake of putting the cork back in the bottle, putting it in the back of the bus, and as soon as the bus went round a corner, the cork came out and champagne went all through the back of the bus. So yeah, you know, we're away. And then how many guests did I have the next day? Big fat 0. So, you know, but at the same time, again, it was a day I could go marketing, and you know, it was, yeah, as I say, we've won tourism awards, we've won TripAdvisor Hall of Fame, we've won certificates of excellence, we've done all that, but there has never been another instance that I've been as excited as that day we had 17 people on.